Well, I came many, many years ago initially to Mexico when I was 18 and fell in love with it. Traveled around. I've done some teaching in Mexico and always wanted to live in a little town. Found this little old house on the beach that needed a lot of work and just little by little just built it and made it our home. I appreciate the flora and the fauna and the people that are here. I love the culture of Mexico and I love the history and the traditions of Mexico. They just bring a joy to my heart. So little by little, this house became kind of a symbol of the Mexican culture, and I think all it embodies with its joy and its fantasy and its whimsical nature. We try and bring elements of the ocean in, of course, because we are so much a part of the beach environment and the little fishing village that is Los Ayala. Yeah, the animal rescue is near and dear to my heart. It started when I first came in here to this little town in 1999, and somebody said, "Oh, somebody just threw a bag of puppies in the street to be run over," and I ran to grab them, and I had no place to put them. I had to talk my workers into looking after them for me, and that was the beginning. After that, I realized the overpopulation of animals and how difficult it was for people to spay and neuter. People didn't have the money. The nearest vet was Puerto Vallarta that could spay and neuter, and to go there was 1,000 pesos, really a week's wages, and many people didn't have transportation. So the answer was sterilization, trying to help reduce the number of animals that were here and do it in a way that people could afford it or it would just work for the community. So we started spay and neuter clinics, which are free. So I raise money for the spay and neuter clinics. We hold two big ones a year. I also raise money for sterilizing all year long. And we vaccinate as well for free. Also, if people have trouble with their animals and they need some help, I'll help with the veterinary bills. Since our first clinic in 2006 until 2019, we've sterilized now 9,360 animals in this only in this area. So many, many people have said, "Oh, what a difference! We cannot believe the difference from what it used to be to now." And I know way back, and when I first came, I could not walk the beach of Los Ayala without crying to see the animals that were suffering. And there'd be tumors there. They would be dying of orphan rat poison. They were ill. They were unhealthy. They were insect ridden. For the community, it wasn't healthy. And so, even for people that are saying, "Well, animals aren't that important to me," I think if one thinks about the community at large, it is important. We used to have dogs, what is called TVT, which is tumors on their penises and their private parts. And that would be spread from dog to dog to dog to dog because they were in the street. So these cancerous tumors were getting spread everywhere on these animals. We don't have them anymore. We're not seeing animals covered in fleas and ticks anymore. So I think there's a huge effect in general with a healthier animal population. I think it carries over to a healthier community. I want to thank all the people in the community, not just the animal owners, but thank you all for your wonderful support, without which we wouldn't be able to accomplish what we've done. Now, I do want to thank Dr. Aldo and also Dr. Eladio, our two veterinarians in La Pinita, for all their support. They've been incredibly helpful. I do want to thank all the volunteers that come and work at our clinic. Last clinic we had about 90 volunteers. The last clinic in November, for example, we had 7 operating tables. We had 450 animals come in 4 days. And without all the volunteers, the people that bring us food to feed the volunteers, the people that provide hospitality for the volunteer vets that come, for the people that run a taxi service for us. There's so many members of this community that have contributed to everything we do. And I really thank them from the bottom of my heart.